Welcome. This is the first in a series of videos on C++ classes. The entire script for the video that shows the steps we're going to follow is found in the public repository under this class, under this file name. Okay, right here. Now let's begin. We will first talk about user-defined data types. We'll do a quick review of what you've already seen. All right, let's take a look. Under user-defined data types, we were first introduced to an enumerated data type. And the syntax of it was the keyword enum followed by a name that is selected by the programmer. You have a choice of the name here, followed by a block, open brace, close brace. Notice that the close brace is followed by a semicolon, and then you have a list of things. For an enumerated data type, you have a list of values. All right? And I can declare a variable of this new type, and I can assign it one of the values that's listed here. I can compare the variable A, which is type E-type, to one of the allowed values. The second capability of defining a data type is the struct statement. Now let's take a look at its syntax. The keyword struct says I want to create a data type that is multi-valued, heterogeneous. Therefore, the block that is provided after the header contains a list of variable declarations. Each of the variables is called a data member. The struct can also include special things that look like functions. We call them constructors, whose job it is to initialize one or more of these variables at the time that you declare a variable. You should remember, so here's an example of declaring a variable v of type S-type, and we know that once I have the variable v, it really means all of these variables at one time. If I want to pick out a particular variable, I must use the operator dot. And the dot really means, the name of this operator is called a field selector. But it's another way of thinking about it. It says select any of the things that you've declared, any of the variables that you've created. You can select them by putting v, which means all of them. The dot reduces you from many things down to one thing, and the name of the variable specifies which one you want. And finally, we introduce a class. I hope you're seeing that the syntax for a struct and the syntax for a class are pretty much the same. So let's take a look at what's the same and what's different. With a class, we have a list of declarations. Notice that the declarations for a class can be divided into sections. Some are called public, some are called private. And let's say it this way. All the declarations that fall within the public section can be accessed by applying the dot notation. I can select any of these things by applying a dot notation because they are really visible. Public means all of these things are visible to the outside world. Private means all of these declarations cannot be accessed directly. They must be accessed by some other means, so that the only usable parts of the class are the declarations that appear in the public section. Notice that you can have variables and functions. And of course, you can have constructors. All right. So with that, why don't we do one final, why don't we just stop right here?